How you doing, guys? Did that mic thing again. Big Mac Dan Skull here again today, back with another live stream for you. It's the first one on YouTube in a little while, isn't it? So let's get back into the swing of things and see how we get on with these beast snaggers. We have got 3 left to do before the end of the stream. Let's hope I can get them finished, because I've been telling everyone on the posts I've been sharing on Facebook just now and Discord and that I'm going to finish these beast snaggers. So fingers crossed. Let's see what we can do. I've got a brew in my 6+ Stevo mug, orc appropriate. Morning Essex boys, morning Lona. I hope you've enjoyed your breakfast or are currently enjoying it. And Rich, morning. Right, let's go straight to the desk down. How's everybody today? Are you working on anything nice? Are you working on anything nasty? Let me know as we go through the stream. We can bounce from subject to subject, as is our want. But yeah, it's just going to be a nice, chilled Sunday morning stream, like it so often is, when I can be bothered to do Sunday morning streams. Look at all these wires and cables and stuff. I've got a slightly different setup today, as you can probably tell. So yeah, let's get to the beast snaggers and see what we can get done on them. Let me know if the sound's okay and everything as well, of course, because little beggar. A few microphone issues here, guys. Bugger it. Let's just leave it like that. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. Everything's a little bit cramped with this new setup, but I think it'll be better for your viewing pleasure. Oh, look at it. Amazing. Oh, still 2 Big Macs. Yeah, I need to sort out a different camera angle. I think I'm going to have this camera over here, but not decided yet. Just so I can turn for impact and go, ah, la 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 la, when I've got something really impactful that needs saying. The 2 cameras are a bit weird, aren't they? At the same time. But anyway, I'm currently working on Cup of Tea, but my intention is to finish me Dessert World for my Lost Boy. Fantastic stuff. Dessert World. I always, still, on menus, not on menus so much, but on when I'm typing, I still get mixed up between desert and dessert. So, yeah. I've been busy painting up an Orky shopping mall made of shipping containers. Nice. Very nice. Good idea, that. I like it. Essex. Essex. The great thing about having my camera here is, because I like to check myself out a lot. What's that? Should I lick it? I don't know what it is. I can't smell it, but there's a black mark on my finger knuckle there. It might just be paint from when I was doing a bit of painting last night. It doesn't look like paint, it looks more like grease or something. I don't know where that's come from. Oh, it's not scraping off. Oh, it's come off now. Now it's on my thumb. Great. Anyway, let's crack on. Yeah, so what sort of stalls are in this shopping mall? That's what I want to know. Mr. Essex, look at that mess on his finger there, on his right arm. But that's his left arm, Big Mac Dan Skull. Yeah, I've had to flip the camera to get this set up to work. Going to play around though, still, and try and get a better position for this camera coming in from this angle. But I'll need a different boom arm potentially. I hope you're all well today. Seems like you're cracking on with little bits and bobs, which is fantastic. Which is what we need on a Sunday morning. Yes. So let's get painting. Yeah, these 3 are the 3 beast snaggers. I am. Look at that! Look at that! Oh no, that's going to be the wrong way. There we go. Hey, these 3 are the 3 beast snaggers that I need to get finished to finish my squad. Look at the back of them. Oh no, not that one, and that one, that one, and that one. Under this light, it almost looks like they're the same colour hides, doesn't it? But they're not. That's Gore-grunter Fur, and that is Gryph-charger Orange. Gryph-charger, Gryph-hound? Gryph-charger, I think. But yeah, let's crack on with these and see. I mean, that's the 3rd time I've said that now, so I should probably, at this point, just crack on instead of talking. See what we can't get done. I'm thinking I might put some eye makeup on them first. I've been was it that one I do it with? Let me see. I've been adding a little bit of, not eye makeup so much, but on some of my lads. This one included, yeah. You can see just under the eyes, he's got like a bit of blue under his eyes. Now the trouble is, I can't remember. Cannot remember for the life of me. I think it's the same colour as I've done on the nails, which is Talosar blue. So I think I'll go with that again. Well, I say again, I think I'll go with that, assuming I went with that last time. A Dakar stall and a Squig Snack Shack so far, very nice. Morning, Loner mate. Welcome, welcome. How was your breakfast? Oosh, 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 oosh. I would send Orky a message and see if she wants to tune in, but I assume she'll be asleep now because, not just because she sleeps in late a lot of the time, but because she was up till 4 AM watching Beat 'em Up's charity stream, I think she said. So, yeah, I'm not going to bother messaging Orky because even if she is awake, I don't want to keep her awake because I'm a very exciting person. And we all know that if you start watching my streams, you stay awake. You do not fall asleep. I don't want to keep her awake for the whole day, so probably best we leave her to it. Yes, yes, yes. Or should I just start with the blueness to the skin? Oh, decisions. Oh, no, I know what I'll start with. I did get out some Dark Oath Flesh just for certain areas of the skin that I like to do in Dark Oath Flesh. It's mainly like the lips areas and stuff like that. Couple of rolls with steak lawn sausage. What's steak lawn sausage? What is steak lawn sausage? I've never heard of such a sausage. Why is that pen there? I don't need that. I'll put it there for when I've completed these 3 beast snaggers, and I'll write it in my little bookie book. Ah, I think I need to pluck my nose hairs, guys, because my nose is quite itchy. Tickly, tickly. Especially when I talk. Maybe that's why I don't like talking. Look, I've gone left-handed. Crazy fool. Crazy fool! Ooh, yes. Oh no, that was weird. This side of my face was itching, then that side. Square sausages, right, I get you. I get you. Square sausages. Ooh, we're big in Japan. Does anybody in the chat, or did anybody in the chat, I don't know if it's actually still going as a TV series, does or did anybody in the chat watch and enjoy Corrupt FM? People Just Do Nothing on BBC 3. Because I think it's horrendous. I don't understand why people think it's funny. But there's a movie coming out, and it's called Corrupt FM Big in Japan or something like that. Or it might be People Just Do Nothing Big in Japan. But yeah, I think it's horrendous. I don't think it's very good at all. Don't think it's funny. Don't understand it. I think it's a bit young for me, perhaps. So yeah, I don't enjoy it. But there was a woman that got very excited when she saw the trailer for it in the cinema last night, and I was like, oh, okay. So there are people that like it out there. Wow! Morning and welcome to the stream, Marcos Castellanos. Yeah, so People Just Do Nothing. Very, very rubbish, in my opinion. But I'm sure some people think my streams are rubbish. Some idiots. My streams are amazing, guys. I watched Suicide Squad yesterday. Enjoyed it a lot. I think the first 2 acts were kind of like a little bit slow, a little bit boring. Never quite got me laughing out loud. I mean, they made me snigger or snicker. Is it snicker or the other one? Yeah. So they made me like a few times, but then it got to the final act, and the final act was really good. Oh. Let's just quickly check this message. Very important message. Very important indeed. And get a mop and a bucket for it. Okay, back to work. Back to work we go. Morning, Square Sausage. Just finished my tatty scone and fried egg. Tatty scone and fried egg. Potato scone. Ew. What, like a potato cake, you mean? Tatty scone. Ugh, disgusting. I'm guessing it's just a potato cake. That's one thing that I disagree on with most people. I don't believe potato products belong on breakfast. I mean, I'll eat them if they're there, because I'll eat most food. Oh, this is just annoying now. My dad turned 80 yesterday. Happy birthday to your father. How's your father? That's a weird thing in the UK. How's your father actually is a colloquialism, if that's the right word, for is a colloquialism for getting down and dirty, doing the jiggy, getting jiggy with it, if you like. Na 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 na, getting jiggy with it. Na 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 na. If you got the feeling, let's start the dreaming. Now we're getting out tonight. One if you want. What? It's a mega mix this morning. Did anyone grab Kill Team? I myself grabbed Kill Team from Element Games. Again, like I'm a bit apprehensive that they might tell me last minute, oh yeah, we've actually oversold, so you're gonna have to wait for the made to order. But at least there's a made to order this time. For a second after I ordered it, and then so I ordered it. And then I got the confirmation email and everything. And then I went back to the website because Orky was saying she was having trouble ordering it in her store because she went into the store to order it. And I messaged her saying, I was going to message her saying, do you want me to get you a copy? So I went back to the actual product itself. And then I think it said, the price had changed of the product, so I was like, what's going on there? Weird. But what it was, initially, Element Games just had Kill Team for 100 quid, it was. And then it's like they sold out of their allocation, and then they re-uploaded it, they relisted it, but as made to order. And then I thought initially that I'd accidentally ordered a made-to-order version of it, so I wasn't going to get it on release date, but it looks like, hopefully, I will be able to get it on release date. Fingers crossed. I've got an itchy eye now. Yeah, it's weird the different colloquialisms we have around the world, isn't it? In various locations. I didn't say various areas. Oh, that eye's starting to bug me again. Like every autumn time, coming into autumn, then going through winter, my eyes start getting itchy. I think there's a particular type of pollen in the air, perhaps, or something, around autumn through winter. I know it's like there's not as much pollen in the air through autumn and winter, but I think maybe there's a particular type or something that irritates my eyes. I'm excited to paint that box more than the bee snaggers, really. Well, that's good. They are fantastic looking miniatures, the Commandos. I'm very excited to get my hands on them. And having just finished like a month or two ago, the squad of Finecast Commandos, and I really enjoyed painting them. I really enjoyed finishing them anyway. I'm excited to get my hands on more Commandos, to be honest. Where's that one there? Oh, sorry, I just knocked my mic. And with you, Marcos, my bee snaggers are still on the sprue. What's wrong with you? These are a pleasure to paint, lads. You need to get your bee snaggers off the sprue, get them built and painted. Or use them in giveaways that I can win. I'm painting Storm Boys now, and I will do more Mega Knobs next. Nice one. I watched a bit of War Mistress last night. That sounds like sounds like something else. But I watched a bit of Tanya, the War Mistress, last night on Twitch. I was on the Scarcast show with her on Thursday on Twitch, and the Scarcast show. It's on the Scarcast Twitch channel, but it's called Just Put Paint on It. Just hanging out with her and Scary, but we didn't actually speak much. It was more Scary. It felt just like more like Scary, just sort of he was a chat show host. I'd speak, Tanya would speak, but we didn't actually speak to each other much. It was funny. Not funny, but it was like. But it's because I assume anyway. It's because I was having technical issues before the show, and I couldn't couldn't get onto the call because, I thought I'd need to do it on my PC, but then I eventually managed to do it on my phone. Basically, my Discord decided it needed uninstalling and reinstalling before it would work, but I didn't have time to work that out. So I had to do the call on my phone, essentially. But it was alright, I think. I've not rewatched it or anything, but I think the quality was okay. Nobody seemed to be complaining in the chat anyway, which is the main thing. Right, I think that's pretty much it. Oh, I nearly dipped my brush into my coffee then. Beautiful. I've just ordered the compendium and the core book, planning on running 2 Custodies and 5 Sisters of Silence for my kill team. You know what? It might finally be time for me to finish the Custodies I started ages ago. I magnetised the squad of 5 Custodies, and yeah, it might finally be time for me to get some paint on them. The Yorkie's looking awesome, Dan. Thank you very much, Scroggy. Thank you. You know, Scroggy, for years, for as long as you've been watching me, I've read your name as Scroogey, I think. Or Scrooge or something like that. But it's not until people have been mentioning you, like on the Pickle Jar, I think, and on maybe on Kev's streams. It's not until other people have mentioned you, I've been like, who's that? And then I look in the chat and you're there, and I'm like, oh my, I've been reading the name wrong the whole time. What a numpty dumpty. The reason I mentioned the War Mistress was because Marcos said he's painting Storm Boys, and she's working on the Gearguts Storm Boys, which are fantastic looking miniatures. Or she was recently working on. I'm not sure if she was working on them last night. I can't remember for sure. I think she was. Finish Curse City, then I'll be straight into Kill Team. Fantastic stuff. Finish Curse City? I don't know if anyone else has. Right, so let me have a think. Let's do the bony bits. Boneheads. Brack the War Boss, welcome mate, welcome to the stream. Pleasure to have you here. Just, I mentioned Gearguts and then Brack pops in. I believe Brack is a Gearguts affiliate. I might be wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong, Brack, but I think you're a Gearguts affiliate, aren't you? No, I do want that. Skeleton Horde. I was watching and the conversation made me want chocolate. Because we were talking about bad Canadian chocolate, essentially. an ice cream. Yeah, I think it was. I think Tanya started talking about Magnums and how in Canada they're rubbish because the chocolate on it's rubbish or something like that. The Canadian chocolate's bad because the chocolate regulations in Canada aren't very conducive to good chocolate. Essentially, people go for cheap options. The companies go for making the chocolate cheaply rather than making the chocolate rich, tasty, creamy, delicious. Oh, yeah, that's a question, Scroggy. Have you played Cursed City? Or is it... Why have I got Dark Oath Flesh in my hand? I'm sure I just put that back. Did I put it back and then just pick it up again? Yeah, have you played Cursed City? That's the question. Or is it just you've just painted it? I might get another coffee if I finish this one quick enough before the machine turns itself off. Still got the label on my Steve-O mug. Shows you how little I wash it. No, I wash it every day. Just wash the inside. Don't really need to wash the outside of it. I say I wash it every day. I wash it whenever I use it, basically. Not like every time I use it. Sometimes I'll just put water in it, and if I'm feeling lazy, I won't do the pots that night, so I'll just leave it in the sink with water in it. Made a rule fully painted before I play. It's taken ages, but I bet it's kept you motivated to paint it, hasn't it? That was one thing Tanya was talking about last night on her stream. I think I said something about wanting to finish something before I played with it. Oh yeah, she was talking about Apocalypse. I was going to say Armageddon then. She was talking about Apocalypse and how it's a great game system for just a casual game. You can play like 5,000 points in a couple of hours, or probably in under that. And just for narrative gamers, it's a really great game system. And then I said, it's always intrigued me, the rule set, but I need more painted miniatures first. And then she started saying, oh, you don't need painted miniatures. Just if it's a casual game, just play with just grey miniatures to see how you feel about the rules and that. But I wasn't being snobby saying, oh, I don't play, because most of the games I play, they have some unpainted miniatures in, whether it's mine or my opponent's. However, last time I played, and I felt a sense of achievement putting them all on the table. It was only a 20 power level game, but then we played a different game and I put a few different miniatures on the table. All my miniatures were painted, and I was like, yes, I feel a sense of achievement here. We did play, however, with terrain made from just like kitchen items, like condiments and stuff, which I'm fine with, because it's more, sometimes it's about the mechanics of the game, isn't it? But just putting your painted miniatures on the table, it's like, yeah. I think that's it, apart from his teeth. I haven't played the Apocalypse system. Yeah, it's a really interesting system, because all the armies essentially use the same weapons, kind of. And it makes the gameplay that little bit faster. So your boys and your Eldar Dire Avengers and your Marines and stuff, they'll have, instead of the coffee machine's turning off. The infantry units will have instead of bolters for Marines, instead of shuriken catapults, Avenger shuriken catapults for the Dire Avengers, and instead of shooters or sluggers for the boys, they've got small arms. So it really simplifies the rules and speeds up the game somewhat. So if you just want a day of rolling dice with moving a lot of miniatures around on the table, taking miniatures off the table when they're dead and stuff, then the Apocalypse system is supposed to be really good for that. I think it's still available to buy. Might be a little harder to get your hands on. You might have to order it now or something, but I think it's still available to buy. I could be wrong there, though, so don't quote me on that. Wargaming with Gary, welcome to the stream, mate. Pleasure to have you here as always. I seem to have gotten out of the habit of saying pleasure to have you here as always. I think I have said it at least once in this stream already though. Thank you very much, mate. It's yeah, these are, I'm working on my last 3 orcs for this first squad of beast snaggers, so I'm excited to hopefully use them in the next game I play. I've already got 1 beast snagger unit that I played in the last game, and it was a really really good in combat. It was the, what's it called? The pain boss. The pain boss that I converted. Coffee's almost gone. I've got my water down there, good stuff. I think that's it for him. I think that's it for him. I don't think he actually needs any more. Skeleton Horde, anywhere on him. If Obadiah Stane was a cockney, that's how he'd talk. Tony Stark built this in a cave with a bunch of scraps. A cockney. What's a cockney? Oh, that's where I could put a bit of a fleshy colour. I think I might put a purpley colour on there. Just, I forget what I'm doing sometimes when I'm painting these guys, because there's that much detail on them. They've got the scars, they've got the creases, they've got the crevices in the muscles and stuff. And they've got so many different textures all over them. Like, just look at this guy's face alone. He's got a scar on this side. Then he's got like the lip, which I want a slightly different colour. Then he's got just the divots, creases and whatnot under his chin, above his lip there, and all over his face, his cheekbones and whatnot. And because there's so much detail on them, I'm tempted to just spend so much time painting every little detail. And it's like, I need to pull myself back from doing that sometimes, because I want to get these guys painted in a reasonable amount of time with a bunch of scraps. When is Eternals out? Is it November? I think it might be. I'm excited. Apocalypse does look interesting, definitely to me. I played the old Apocalypse rules back in 3rd and 4th and 5th edition. Yeah, they were. I think they were a little bit more complicated then, because a lot of the time weren't the rules for Apocalypse basically you were playing 40k just at a bigger scale. So there was a lot of bookkeeping and whatnot. But with the newer Apocalypse rules set, I believe there's less bookkeeping. But it should always be more about oh, it doesn't even appear on the GW site anymore outside of movement trays. Bad times. I'll have to have a look, see if they've still got it in Element Games. I know they don't necessarily have everything they have in the store on the website all the time. Because I think when they get down to 1 or 2 copies, they're worried that they'll oversell it, they'll outsell it, kind of thing. But I seem to remember seeing it when I was there last time. They definitely had the movement trays, but obviously if the movement trays are on the GW website but the rules aren't, then they were downloadable for a bit, weren't they? I think the data sheets were anyway. I'm using a Goth Battalion and Death Skulls Outrider for objective secured. Nice. Yeah, the one thing I noticed when I was flicking through the codex one night last week was that one of the Death Skulls rules was that your infantry can all have objectives secured, so you can still take like grots and have them with objectives secured. Whereas nobody else can do that, eh? Hey, can ya? Can ya? So now everybody want to be a Death Skull so they can get their objectives secured grots. Why would you take objectives secured off grots? If they can hold the unit and not run it, if they can hold the objective and not run away, surely they deserve to have. I mean, you could say that about any unit then, but like, I know they're not very imposing and whatnot, but they're one of the main infantry units for orcs. I guess they've got the beast snaggers now as well, so the beast snagger boys are slightly different from regular boys. So I assume beast snagger boys get objectives secured, but I've not actually checked, to be honest. I think he's got all his teeth done. Let's just get a little bit more on them, because they don't... Yeah, a little bit more in the recesses there. Oh, yeah. Happy little accidents. Yeah, that sorts it. I can't get my arm round. Boom, boom, boom. Anyone picking up Imperium magazine? That is the $1 million question. The $1 million question. I'm not planning on doing it. If I see it in the shops, I'll pick up the odd copy here and there. But yeah, I'm not planning on doing it myself. I think, as I've said on a number of streams now. Just because I've got a lot of the minis that are in there already. And sometimes, in the past, I picked up things thinking, well, I can sell that on when I don't use it. Like, I picked up box sets with 2 forces in and stuff like that. But then, years down the line, I've still got both forces. So I don't tend to ever get round to selling the stuff that I intend to sell. Now and again, I will get rid of a couple of bits, but it's just a hassle getting it boxed up, sent off at the post office and stuff. It's just something I don't particularly enjoy doing, that kind of stuff, so I don't tend to do it. I tend to avoid doing it. It's still cool to be blue, definitely. Definitely Brack. Man after my own heart. Playing 40k, but adding more rules, larger templates with units and special abilities. What's going on with my phone? I'm very popular this morning. I'm not quite sure why. Getting paranoid. Right, he's not got any teeth on him, has he? He's so poor, this lad. He's only got the teeth in his mouth. I do like the look of Beast Snaggers. I think you might be inspiring me to get mine painted. Excellent stuff. Oh, 9 years ago today, I was at a train station. Cheers, Google. Cheers. How'd you spell speciality? Speciality, yeah. Not speciality. My phone corrected me to type speciality rather than speciality. Element, I have 3 copies of the rules. Oh, don't tell everyone, Lona. Don't come in here telling everyone what I'm after. I should have... I might, when I go to pick up my Kill Team box in a couple of weeks... I may well, if they've got it, then just pick up a copy of the rules. Because it's something that's always intrigued me. And as I'm actually getting more painted models recently, I feel like... Well, once I've painted my 365 minis this year, and I've got like a decent size orc force, then I feel like I can start adding big things to it. Like actually finishing my... You can just see him over here. Gokunot, Mokunot, /Stomper. I played Goss mainly at the beginning of 8th edition, Death Skulls at the end of 8th edition. So I'm happy to use both cons in 9th. Yeah, that's the thing. I like running my army as Death Skulls because the leader of my army, at least in my head, not quite on the battlefield yet, Big Mac Danskull, is a Death Skull. So therefore, the rules I'll use will, more often than not, because I don't want to overcomplicate things and confuse my little brain, more often than not, the rules I'll use will be Death Skulls. Yes. So. But quite often in my army, I'll have units painted up differently. Like, these guys don't match my Death Skulls, really. There's bits of blue on a lot of them. But, yeah, these are more like... I'm going to treat the Beast Snaggers as kind of like mercenary force that's hired by Big Mac Dan Skull, the mech boss, to run alongside his own force, and there'll be stuff with the handprint. In fact, I think I'm going to try handprint on this shoulder pad that I'm just pointing at behind my head here. This shoulder pad, I think I'll try a handprint on it. Yeah, so I am. So basically, I'll more often than not run my army as Death Skulls. I'm not sure. I think, yeah, but yeah, let's put that one away. Then I've only got 2 paints left to do. I say 2 paints left to do. I've still got to dry brush thingy, haven't I? The metal. Should I dry brush the metal now? I think maybe I should. I may run my Mad Max Orcs as Bad Moons. There should be Bad Max Orcs then, Lona. Bad Max. You can have that. I'm going to be running a mixed detachment of Bad Moons and Goths. Nice. So a lot of people seem to be running, wanting to run mixed detachments now. I've got some units painted up in yellow, so I could run Bad Moons and Death Skulls. I've got some Goths as well. My orange miniatures in my head count as Goths. And I've got, you know, some of the black Goths as well. I say my orange miniatures, the ones that are wearing orange suits, essentially. Take care, Scroggy. Take care, mate. Have a good day. Brack's ready for Apocalypse with his 7k points. Exactly. I've seen the thumbnail. I've not watched the video yet, though. You need a few more things. You want to get in touch with your mate Gagos? I think my Beast Snaggers are going to be adding to my Goth mob. Nice. Yeah, it makes sense because they're big, hard and tough lads, aren't they? You could just treat them as like Scarboys kind of thing. Scarboys? Are Scarboys... Oh, they were in the last Codex. They were exclusively a Goth unit, weren't they? Or a Goth upgrade. I might be wrong. My Warboss on Warbike will now be forever known as Bad Max. Yes. Bad Max. I was going to say, oh, Bad Backs, but that's like Bad Backs. Doesn't sound as good, does it? Although if you've got all the old Orc boys with their arses sticking out, Bad Backs makes sense, doesn't it? Oh, I had a Waz the other day at one of my deliveries, and then I went to wash my hands, and I'm washing my hands, and then I turned to the side, and there's a mirror there, and I'm looking, and my spine curves like this at the minute. It like curves in, and then boom, like that. And I think it's just been the way I've been sat in my wagon all week because somebody else has been driving my wagon. And I thought to myself, am I turning into an orc? Like, it just curves in and then boom, booty. Only Gagos at the minute because GW Aussie Warehouse is closed for COVID reasons, yeah. It's why Kill Team's not available in Australia at the minute, is it, unfortunately? But they'll hopefully, when they eventually open up again, they'll get it ready for you. Ready? Ready. And have plenty for you, fingers crossed. I'm thinking I'm going to pick up another plane kit as a WAS bomb blaster jet. Fantastic. Only it's not closed. It's not closed. Right. Is it closed or it's not? Is it not closed? Make your mind up, guys. It should be on time from what I've seen. What the Beast Snagger box, you mean? From what I saw, from GW themselves on the community site, they said they're not sending the. I think it was pretty sure it was on the community site. They said that Australia's basically not going to get it this weekend, and that was just before I went to pre-order it myself, or just before I went to the GW site to get into the queue myself, kind of thing. So I'm not sure. Have you tried ordering Kill Team G? Because if you have, let us know if you've managed to get it, because I was under the impression from GW themselves that they weren't making it available yet in Australia and New Zealand. Maybe Brack's wife's telling him it's closed so we won't buy any more, probably. 7k's enough, Brack. 7k's enough. Yeah, I didn't read specifically that the warehouse was closed, but I think it was the distribution centre, the Australian distribution centre, was down at the minute due to local restrictions. You don't plan to get it? Yeah, I think you'll find, Denji. I think you'll find it is closed. The distribution centre. Now, I'm not 100% certain on that, but that was the impression that the Warhammer community site gave me yesterday. So I think Brack's right on that front. Shipping to retailers, so should be on time, is what I've read. Where have you read that, mate? Because from GW themselves, they've said it's not. They're selling Kill Team at the minute. Oh, they are at the minute, but will be a wait because the warehouse is closed. Right, okay. I gets you. Oh, no. Yeah, warehouse and distribution are the same thing, yeah. I've changed my list about the new codex, even added a Big Mech in Mega Armor. What's that about? What miniature are you using for the Big Mech in Mega Armor, Lona? Are you using Orchid by any chance? I doubt it. Gap Games. I want to add some red in there, don't I? Oh, little click. Every now and again, and it just I just remembered then, I got the urge the other day. Every now and again, someone will mention Stargate, and I get the urge to start watching Stargate again. Fun little tidbit for you there. Big Mech in Mega Armor with Teleporter Blaster looks fun. Teleporter Blaster. It's a good job I've got one for my Beast Snagger Mega Knobs then, that technically aren't actually Beast Snaggers, but you know, I'm going to run them as if they're Beast Snaggers, just not with the Beast Snagger rules. Since I play a lot of my local Warhammer stores, I'll need GW Mini for it. Boo! Just tell them you kit bashed it from all different GW parts. They'd be like, which parts? I don't know why they're English, your local store employees, but yeah, they're English. Got a copy of Beast Snagger box, nice one. Did you not manage to at first, G? Because I know Element Games got more in this week. Whether it's through cancelled orders and stuff, people cancelling their orders or returning it to GW, I'm not too sure. Bit late to the party, but you're here at least. You turned up eventually. Don't forget to hit that like button, beautiful people. Thank you very much, Clint. Where's Mythos when you need him? Hey there, beautiful people. I started a little bit late for him, I think. It's like 2 o'clock. Although Marcus is here, and they're in the same state. Oh, I don't know if I should tell you about this. I just remembered. I had a dream in last night. A naughty dream. Didn't quite get fully naughty. And I don't know why I've decided to start telling you this. I had a dream with Liv Morgan in last night. If you don't know who Liv Morgan is, give her a Google. I nearly gave her a Google last night. Actually, the manager is English, so that obviously I knew that, and that's why I went for an English accent. Yeah. What kits are they from? I bet he talks like this as well, doesn't he? Absolutely not. Marcos, you set an alarm, you maniac. You maniac! Damn yous! Damn yous all to hell! I was genuinely going for the Planet of the Apes quote there, but he ended up doing the Jay and Silent Bob quote. Sold out in 4 minutes, and I was on the site early. And local hobby shops got 1 copy. Naughty dream about Mythos, exactly. No, not quite a naughty dream about Mythos. Not quite. A dream about young ladies, but not too young. Exactly. Oh, why do I talk without thinking? And then I just start digging holes for myself. It's like, but not too young. My streams are a nightmare sometimes. Awkward. Oh, cheeky. It's weird though. Liv Morgan's the second wrestler I've had in a dream in about 2 weeks. And I never dream about wrestlers. Oh, thank you very much for dropping that link to my Instagram. Essex. You can check out some of the miniatures I've been painting this year on my Instagram. This week, I'm hoping to start posting again because I got into a habit for 2 weeks of posting regularly, like every day or every other day kind of thing. There wasn't like more than a 1 or 2 day gap between my posts. And so I was catching up on the backlog of miniatures that I've painted this year, but not posted. And then last week, I stopped that for some reason. I just didn't post last week. The Rock was the first, correct. Have you been logging my dreams? You've been logging my dreams, Marcos, you lunatic. Yeah, The Rock was the first, and I blame that on... Nah, Ric Flair. No, it wasn't Ric Flair. It was The Rock. Ric Flair's is a bit of a prune for me. Bit old, too old. Yeah, The Rock was the first, and I blame Jungle Cruise for that because I was going to see Jungle Cruise, and then he turned up in my dream a few days before. And yeah, Liv Morgan. I was watching a YouTube video where she was talking to Bear Grylls about her morning smoothie, and she was trying his morning smoothie, he was trying her morning smoothie, and they had to try and guess the ingredients. BRB. Woo! Is that better, Chi? Tried to woo him. So long as the Undertaker doesn't turn up in your dreams. No, I'd be fine with the Undertaker. Big Red. I'm not getting confused there, by the way. I'm not getting him mixed up with Kane. He wrestled, before he wrestled in WWE, he was wrestling in Texas under the ring name Big Red. Because he was ginger before he was the Undertaker. He's a ginger fella. A big ranger. You can't have a ginger Undertaker, can you? So they made him dye his hair. doing this the way I've done it, I spend a lot of time just on one section of these orcs. Just his arm I've done so far. And we're 53 minutes into this stream. We're going to have to try and speed up. There's no lurk function on YouTube. Exactly. It's outrageous, isn't it? Dave Dog, how you doing? Did you do a video some time ago about magnetizing the orc flyers? You did a part 1, but not a part 2. What was the conclusion? I don't remember doing the video, so it was ages ago. I know. I can see the flyer behind me, and I know some of it is magnetized, so you're probably extremely correct there. The only bits that I've magnetized, I think, are the... Let me wash this bit of paint off my brush and I'll grab it. It's just here. It's behind me. There it is. Was the premise of the video, the question in the video... You see, this is why I shouldn't do videos. I shouldn't do YouTube. So these are the only parts I've magnetized. The Dakka guns. I think they're called Dakka guns, aren't they? They could just be big shooters. I'm not sure. I just like playing with it. Is it weird yet? Yeah, so that's the only part I've magnetized. Yeah, I don't remember what I think probably what I was doing was, this is part 1 of the plane video, and I've magnetized the things. Was I trying to see if it was possible to magnetize it as all of the plane options? Because if I was, the answer is probably yes. But I couldn't tell you, because as you can see, it's not much further down the line than when I did the video. Yeet! Imagine if I just yeeted it. Yeet! I'm not that kind of not that kind of content creator. Not when it comes to actual models I've built. I know this much is true. I'm going on holiday on Tuesday, camping in Devon. Can't wait. Nice one. Hope you have a good time, mate. Yeah, so I don't know what the conclusion was. The conclusion was I don't complete projects, unfortunately. Although this year I've been completing some projects. So maybe have I turned that corner? Doubtful. He went all beaky. Or bikey. Is that what you said to The Rock? I don't know. I don't know what you're referring to, George. It's something I've just said and I've completely forgotten what I've just said. So, that's me. Like, well, let's turn that way. See, we can't get my eyes looking a bit bluer, eh? Beautiful. 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 Need to get all the camping gear out of the garage before work today, so I may be lurking. No worries, mate. I was planning on doing all 4 variants of the flyer with just one kit, but it's not really feasible. The Wasbomb Blaster Jet is too different from the other 3 configurations. Yeah, I remember I was toying with basically creating a Wasbomb Blaster Jet out of bits and adding my own, bits from like the Meganobs kit. The teleporter blasters, take them from the Meganobs kit, and then you can magnetize them with the weapons we've just seen on the wings. I think they're Dakka guns or something. And then, oh no, that's the wrong water. That's my metallic water. Metallic water. Yeah, and using, so basically, I wouldn't actually have been using, if I was going to do it, I wouldn't have been using the actual GW Wasbomb Blaster Jet kit. I'd have been using other kits and finding ways to sort of make it work. So mine wouldn't have been Mine would have been unique, but not quite. Not using the official kit, basically. So mine would have been a slight workaround rather than actually using the parts from the proper kit. Good to see so many people tuning in. I kind of forget what kind of crowd I get on a Sunday morning because I've not done a Sunday morning stream for a little while now. Good couple of weeks at least. Last Sunday morning I was eating in a restaurant in Derby. I was eating French toast stuffed with cream. It was too much. I ate it though because I'm a big boy and I don't like wasting. You said something about taking it quick. I'm sure it was very funny, G. I'm sure it was very funny. It doesn't matter. Camping in Devon, is your tent made out of sandwich meat? What? I genuinely don't get that reference. Is your tent made out of sandwich meat? Is Devon like a sandwich brand in Australia or something? I don't know. I'm confused by that. Do Durex produce sticky tape in Australia? There's a question for you. To my Antipodean friends. Antipodean's the right term, isn't it? To the Underworlders. Underworlders, that's what we should call you. You could buy another plane model and just add the WASBOM bits. Yeah, that's pretty much what... oh, you're talking about just having it as a single option though, aren't you, Marcos? Yeah. I think they were probably trying to avoid having to buy another plane model. Ah, it's a sandwich meat, sandwich company. Or something to do with sandwiches in Australia. Very interesting. Oh no, you're probably saying Antipodean is the correct term. Why do people worry about stuff so much? Does it really matter what loadout is on a kit unless you play in a tournament? Some people just want it to look right and want it to be right for every game they play. I think it's, you know, if that's how you feel, you should try and get it looking the most correct way possible. I'm happy to play against and occasionally play with things and run them as other things, but it can get confusing if you've got say you've got two Dakar jets, yeah, and you're running one of them as a WASBOM blaster jet, but they're painted pretty much the same as well. Then you might get mixed up on the tabletop as to which is which. So it's good where you can to try and have them as the correct thing, or at least well represented as the correct thing. I think, but yeah, I know what you mean, G. It's I think sometimes it can be worthwhile just relaxing a little bit about it, but other times, yeah, you do want the right thing. You want the you want it to at least, you know, clearly be recognisable as the right thing. Some people are numbskulls during games for various reasons and suddenly say the Mini with the las pistol has a rocket launcher. I have this friend and he seems orderly, etc., but during playing board games, he sometimes completely inverts rules, which suspiciously are to his advantage. If you don't call him out, he gets away with it. Yeah, there's people like that out there as well. It's been ages since I've caught any of the live streams from you, Dan. I've been so busy. Don't worry about it, mate. Don't worry about it. It's fine. I know people can't tune in for all of them. My Twitch streams have been a little bit quiet of late, but I'm not too, not too fussed about it. It's Just one of those things. You get, I don't know, lulls and peaks and lulls? Peaks and troughs of viewers, I guess. What's the opposite of a lull? What's the opposite of a lull? Lull. Not lull. Busy period. But that's too wordy. I don't know. I like to play WYSIWYG as much as possible. More to remember. More so to remember what I'm playing. More so I remember what I'm playing. Yeah, exactly. Dan just Twitch streams. That's why no one's caught him on YouTube recently. Twitch is Dan's favourite now. Thank you. Thank you for clarifying that, Marcos, for everybody in the chat. It's just... But like I said, my Twitch streams haven't been too busy lately, and that's why I'm back here on YouTube now, slumming it with you lot. No. Yeah, my Twitch streams have been a little bit quiet of late. Not too quiet. There's been people in them still. But I think a lot of the time, people just kind of want to crack on with the hobby, so they don't want to be chatting too much. And I can't blame anybody for that. And a lot of my Twitch audience is the same as Orky's Twitch audience. So, on Fridays, when she streams and I'm streaming, it's like, I wonder who they're going to be watching. Really do spend too much time on this orc skin. I should have done the dry brushing of the metallics. Also, I'm in Spain, and sometimes it's not the place of rhyme and reason, especially when playing tabletop and emotions creep in. I've been preparing for this. My offensive Spanish accent. Here it comes. No, I'm not going to do it. Chickened out. How you doing, The Lag? Welcome to the stream. Pleasure to have you here. All the way from the US of A. We've already got a couple in the chat, or no, one? Just one in the chat from the US at the minute, I think. One in the chat from the US, I believe. Yeah. Yeah, just Marcos so far, I think, from the US. So you are the second in the chat from the US. Thank you very much for joining in. Are you a miniature painter, player yourself, collector, anything like that? Or are you just seeing what's going on the stream? Thanks for swinging by and checking us out. Checking us out? Us? There's only one of me. Oh, there's two of us. Lunatic. As you can tell, I'm a bit odd. If it puts you off, it's okay if you don't come back. I was just being a major lurker on Friday, and I was knackered. Yeah, no worries, mate. It's all right. Didn't even know you were there, you little creepy creep. Just waiting for me to slag you off, weren't you? Turned up. You piped up right at the end. No, it's all right to lurk as well. Sometimes I don't want to say when I'm watching someone else's stream, like I did it last night. Who was I watching? I had Mellow Minis on for a bit after watching The War Mistress. I had Mellow Minis on for a bit, and I didn't want to say hi in the chat because I wanted to get a little bit of work done on these beast snaggers, and I got a fair bit of work done by the time I went to bed, to be fair. So I didn't say anything in the chat. Oh, your coach, nice one. Welcome, mate. Pleasure to have you here on YouTube. You enjoying the way your Krieger coming along, coach? I'm liking them myself. Liking them a lot. I've gone too heavy on that face, I think, with the old greeny green. Well, not green, blue. These look really pale on screen. I can't bother trying to tweak the camera to make them look a bit darker. 40 hours in 3 days. It's not what you need, lads. It's not what you need. Yeah, they're looking fantastic, aren't they? That grime is coming out well on them. How did it go with the Canon last night? I went to the cinema, so did she manage to get the Canon finish last night, the artillery piece? As I left the cinema, she was still live, but by the time I got home, she'd raided someone else. I think she raided Forks, didn't she? I assume she did anyway, because I know Forks was live on her channel, like she was hosting Forks. And she stayed up all night watching a stream from the US by a Canadian, an Australian streamer. Thank you very much, Essex. Thank you very much indeed. Thank you very much for the Cadbury's roses. Yeah, I've just been picking up my orc list even without the boys, as I'm waiting for the new kits and getting in from third-party suppliers. Still 350 quid. I've just been... Oh, you've just been pricing up. I've read it as picking up. I was like, what's going on there? Just been pricing up your orc list. That's the problem, Oda. You keep building a new list, so you need new models every time. How many orc kits have you actually got at the minute, Mr. Loner? I know you've got 3, I think, but then you've taken them out, haven't you? I was going to say I know you've got 3 shock jump dragsters, but I think you've taken them out, haven't you? Or are you still going to use them somehow? Oh, yeah, I saw you pop in for a little bit when I was there earlier on, before she was multiing with Angela. Ping! Ah, I wonder what was going on there. I've just seen it come up on my screen there. It's pictures from Marcos. I'll just finish the skin on this, Marcos, and we can take a look at that. Assuming you want me to show it on screen. I'm trying to get my last highlights on the skin for my Storm Boys. Gotta love you and leave you. Gotta get the camping gear all sorted. No, Essex, you've got to stick around. I think you're fine. I pay you no money to be here. You've got to stick around. Good luck getting all the gear sorted, mate. Hope you get it sorted in time. Funnily enough, the messages at the start of this stream were from someone who was going camping, and they didn't actually get everything sorted last night like they were supposed to, so they're rushing around this morning, trying to get everything sorted. So you're not the only one, mate. You're not the only one. I actually only have 2 dragsters and got them. Oh, you've got them in the list. Fantastic. Because it'd be a shame if you didn't have them in the list. Because I know they were what got you excited in the first place, although obviously they've changed drastically. Sometimes it's just fun to keep stuff in your list that you've spent a lot of time with already. Especially if it means you don't have to buy more models. I spend way too much time on this skin, but I spend way too much time on this orc skin, right? But I do really enjoy the process of just like sort of streaking in these little bits of blue to make this yellowish plague bearer flesh come out looking a bit more green. There's something about it where I'm just running it round the recesses. It's a little bit like therapeutic to me or something. Need 9 bikers, a bone breaker, 3 snaz wagons, 2 booster blasters, and 6 meganobs. So you're gonna have the meganobs in the bone breaker, I'm guessing. Any tips for rust, anyone? Yeah, just beat up a piece of metal, chuck it out in the rain, leave it for a few weeks, months, and then see how you get on. I'm hilarious. What an idiot. What an idiot I am. I use Rise of Rust, which is just to the left of me handily. You can't actually read it because it's backwards, but imagine this, forwards. Rise of Rust. Citadel Dry Paint Rise of Rust. It's a really bright rust colour, that though. Some people use chipping techniques. There's plenty of YouTube videos out there from the likes of Essex Boys. Check out Essex Boys videos on how he weathers up his minis. There's some fantastic vids out there, other than Essex Boys as well. But yeah, definitely check out Essex Boys. I typically will dry brush rust on, but some people use chipping techniques and stuff. Where they will paint a rust coat underneath, so they'll go in with a brown first, then they'll put. Do they then put chipping fluid on? I think they put chipping fluid on after that, and then they paint the colour that the miniature's actually going to be on top of it, and then they take off the chipping fluid, and it leaves exposed areas of what look like natural kind of rusty areas. So yeah, there's all sorts of different ways of doing rust. I'm quite lazy, so I just dry brush mine on a lot of the time. It's a valid method though. Some people, rather than using an orange, will use like an orangey red or something like that. Quite similar to the primer I use here, which is like an orangey red primer. So that would probably be good for using with the chipping technique. Yeah, they're still decent. Just dial back a bit. They were stupidly powerful before. Do you guys use flyers like a distraction unit? I don't use flyers myself. I hardly play as it is. But if I was to use a flyer, I think I'd use it mainly as a distraction unit. I know the War Mistress the other night when I was on stream with Scary and the War Mistress. I keep talking about that because, you know, kind of a big deal. But yeah, the War Mistress, she was saying, I think Scary said, why are Dakka Jets so good? Or something like that. Oh no, why are they so cheap? He said. Why are they so cheap? And then Tanya said, because they die really quickly. So I think most people probably do use them as distraction units just to absorb some of that shooting. Who's messaging me now? Yeah, just to absorb some of your opponent's shooting. And allow your infantry units and whatnot to get across the battlefield. And I think that's important with Orcs as well. So you do need those distraction units. A lot of people like to use Ghazghkull as a bit of a distraction unit, I think, as well. It can take a fair bit of firepower. Oh, I need 3 trucks as well. What boys have you got in the list? Because you did mention new boys earlier, didn't you? And you're definitely set on boys and not beast snagger boys. To click a few things. Nothing's clicking apart from my chair. Oh, there we go. There's no stretch redemption on YouTube either. Oh, I did notice something else though. When I was setting up this stream, queuing up this stream last night, they've made some additions to YouTube, so you can sort of raid people now. I can't remember what it's called, but basically it queues up another person's live stream or event after you go off. So it's like a raid. It can send people elsewhere. So if, for example, I'm part of the Chilling Wargamers Network, if, for example, Picklejaw was going live right after this, I could have his live stream recommended, so people from here can click on that right after my video's finished. So it's like a raid, but it's not a raid. I'm excited for next weekend. And I don't want to say why I'm excited in case it doesn't happen. But I'm excited for next weekend, guys. I'll say why I'm excited. Supposedly, Orky's putting a YouTube video up next weekend. Supposedly. If you're not already following Let's Make It, if you're not already subscribed to Let's Make It Orky on YouTube, make sure you subscribe. Because she'll have content soon. 3 units of 10 boys need those objective campers while the vehicles cause a riot. Riot. I am so great. I am so great. Everybody loves me. I am so great. Quiet. Riot. What's that from, everybody? What is that from? I know what it's from. I'll stick with Imperium for now. Fair enough, mate. We've all got our vices. Are you still on vacation, Coach, or are you back home now? I know you went on vacation, was it last week? Was it a short one? Oh, wow. A bit too much green there. Oh, blue rather, with a creation of green. Knock it back a bit, knock it back a bit. Whee! I think. Oh, a little bit down there maybe. Morning, Kaiser. Welcome to the stream. She has a YouTube? She does indeed, but she's not started creating content for it yet. Let me see if I can get you a link in 2 seconds before we look at Marcos's stuff. I think she's probably linkable, but hopefully she'll have a video out next week. And it would be amazing if for her first video we can all have a good old watch of it. I mean, I can share it next week as well, so you can all check it out. I say next week, I don't mean like in next week's live stream. I don't even know if I was painting that on camera, you know. I've just realised I've come from up there with it. I'm hoping it was mainly on camera. What's new? What is new? Not a lot. I've almost finished 10B snaggers, but the skin, the way I paint the skin is slowing me down somewhat. Because I like to spend a lot of time going in with a little bit of this Athematic blue in the recesses. It's backwards. Athematic blue in the recesses, so it really slows me down quite a bit. However, I'm not far off finishing my first 10B snaggers, and I started building this yesterday when I couldn't be bothered doing any paint. Pardon me. Any painting. Sorry about that, guys. It's disgusting. And this is the Ed Basher squig, the Smasher squig, I think they're called. I've broken him. He's smashed to smithereens. So that's that. And now we're going to see if we can find Orky's YouTube channel. I've smashed him to smithereens, guys. Absolute nightmare. How are you this day? Ooh, Thor Love and Thunder. Oh, it's a fake trailer, isn't it? I think. Right, let's make it okay. Oh, here we go. Nope, Chilling War Gamers. Big Mac Dance Call. No. Right, it's not coming up with a channel, so it's not going to be easy to find, I don't think. Maybe if I put spaces in there, it could be easier. Let me put spaces in. Let's make it... Yeah, because now, supposedly, she's putting a video up next weekend. But she said that a few times, not like next weekend, but she said she'll soon have content up a few times in the past. And she's not. So, What's in Manchester Orchestra? Manchester Orchestra, The Silence official music video. Why's that come up? No, it's not coming up. So I can't actually see a channel at the minute. But fingers crossed you'll have a video next weekend. Keep your eyes peeled. I'll probably share it in my community feed anyway. So keep your eyes peeled for that. True, but if you make more like the Mad Max kill rig, it could work. Oh, you're talking about the you plan on getting the kill rig? Yeah. Yeah, you could make it. You could make it work, but you basically just not be using the squig, I think, to make that work in terms of like a rig. And you'd have to have it pulled by. You could have it pulled by a truck, couldn't you? Like a truck. If you've ever seen in real life things, if you've ever seen a you can get a pickup truck that pulls a trailer like a wagon trailer kind of thing, or a massive caravan. You can get that kind of thing. So you could have it with a truck, take the bed off the back of the truck, and there's a little third wheel on the back of the truck, I think, underneath. So you could, it's like a trailer would connect up to it anyway. So you could fashion it to look like a truck pulling a trailer kind of thing. That'd be a really interesting conversion. I'd like to see someone do it, but not me, not this day. I mean, maybe, because I might want to use that squig for something else. Anyway, let's get back to the chat. I just found out I didn't finish one of my tank turrets. You better get it finished. Bonebreaker is my big rig, full of mega knobs and big mech with the red roller as my guns, as many guns as I can fit on it. Just finishing up some Celts, nice. I thought she was strictly a streamer. She is at the minute, yeah, but soon to be content creator extraordinaire, much like myself. Yeah, right. I got one video up in about 8 months. There is another video coming from me at some point in the next couple of weeks, hopefully next Sunday, so I can have another. I'm going to try and get back into the habit, and I've said this before, but I've never quite achieved it, so I'm just as bad as okay. I'm going to try and get back into the habit of streaming one week and a video the other week, streaming one week, video the other week, just so I'm keeping my toe in the water, keeping my finger in, keeping my nose in, keeping something in, just so I'm keeping my ear to the ground, basically just so I remember how to edit videos and stuff. So after this, I might actually shoot that video. I've had a script for a video for ages that I've not bothered shooting. I need to reread the script first, though, to check it's all still relevant and whatnot. Well, that video is going to be about community. 3 layers of green on my turret, nice. Stretch. Wow. Look at my massive guns. They're not real guns. YouTube, don't demonetize me. JK. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to actually try and finish one, I've decided. Because it's clearly not going as quickly as I'd hoped. So instead of working on 3, I'll try and finish 1 on stream. And then I will attempt. Where's that? Have I binned it? Not binned it, have I? There it is. So if I can get 1 to completion, then at least I finished something on stream. I think I need to do a bit of a. Yeah, I think I know what I'm going to do there. Do the dry brush, or should I do that first? No, I'll do that first. Go run surfer, that's what we need. Bit of water. Will your next video feature TNG's PJs again? I don't know. 3 layers of green on my turret. Nose to the grindstone. No. Keep my something wet. Keep my tip wet. Is that a thing? Is that a saying? It's definitely a thing. I don't know if it's a saying though. I should have a click up later today. Nice one. Some stuff was out. Some stuff was out of focus. You had to refilm it. It's a pain, that, mate. Absolute pain. Is it a tutorial video or something? A how you do it video? I think that'll be enough. Whoa! Exactly. Keep the tip wet. Yeah, it's definitely a thing. Not sure it's a saying there. Just try to get a bit more contrast in here. So I'm literally putting some contrast paint in it. I've created a washout of Gore-Grunta fur just to try and darken these recesses on this scale hide, so it pops that little bit more. Now this is the Gryph-Charger orange hide. So on the Gore-Grunta fur hide, I'll probably do it either with a red or with Wildwood. Just making it pop a lot more there now. That's good. RTLW, nice. Have so much crap I need to review. Going to try and smash them out. Oh yeah, I saw you got the RTLW package actually, to be fair. Completely slipped my mind. Oh yeah, I was supposed to be looking at Marcus's pictures he sent, wasn't I? My giddy aunt, that slipped my mind as well. Oh yeah, I was going to try and paint a hand print on the shoulder pad on this one as well, wasn't I? Completely slipped my mind as well. All these ideas I've got, I barely get any of them. I don't know what I'm trying to say. Doesn't really matter, does it? I never know what I'm trying to say, do I? I might make that conversion just for fun, but since the rigs can only transport Beast Snag as infantry, it's pointless in my list. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, actually, I didn't even think of that. It's like Primaris, isn't it? The Primaris vehicles only transport Primaris. It's like, why would you do that? Stupid. Because if a Space Marine can fit into a Chimera, for example, a Space Marine should be able to go into a Chimera because they're essentially the same faction. They're Imperium, you know. They don't have any animosity towards one another and stuff like that. But then when you get to an actual Space Marine army and a Space Marine can't go in a Primaris vehicle, a standard Space Marine can't go in a Primaris vehicle, it's just getting ridiculous, isn't it then? Just going to use up some of this wash I've created. Actually, that's quite textured anyway, isn't it? Put some in there to try and get rid of that. Oh no, I just browned up all the inside of that. That's no good. Not to worry. I'll just use it all. Yeah, so when a Space Marine can't go in a Primaris vehicle because he's not a Primaris Space Marine, that is absolutely ridiculous. And when a regular Orc can't go in a Beast Snagger vehicle because he's not a Beast Snagger, you can maybe sort of understand it with Orcs though, if you're thinking lore wise, because the Beast Snaggers might be just that little bit too volatile, where they would actually just beat up someone who's not a Beast Snagger kind of thing. So I think, you know, a little bit of lore wise, you can sort of reason it out. But the Primaris Space Marine is not being able to go into Space Marine vehicles and vice versa. That's just daft. No worries if you don't have time to look at these Stormboys. I'll have a look at them. I'm just trying to use the last of this wash, and then I'll have a look at them for you. I do intend to anyway. I intend to do a lot of things. I intend to be the greatest content creator the planet has ever seen. Never quite managed it though, have I? Oh yeah! Just remembered. Before I forget, I want to do this. I left this the wrong colour. because it's supposed to be part of the strap, this bit. So we just need to go in with a bit of wildwood on that. I'm a wildwood. Yeah, I'm a wildwood. Primaris can't get in Rhinos, etc. They are on USB-C. They can't recharge their iPods, etc. Fair enough, mate. Yeah, when you put it like that, it makes total sense, to be honest. But I wasn't informed of that before. They're not backwards compatible, are they? Lovely. Right, that was easy. I'll take a short break now to have a little gander at Mr. Marcos's. Mr. Marcos. What's wrong with me? Marcos's Storm Boys. Oh, the notification's gone away. I'm gonna have to open Facebook. So hoping I could just click on the notification. It'd be nice and easy. Bloody Facebook. Facebook. Not Forge World. Facebook. Look at that. Oh, very nice. Very nice indeed. Look at that. Hey, that's the wrong camera now. Hey, it's me. Hello, everybody. I'm just going to have a look at some of Marcos's things. What are they called? Oh, I'll tell you what I could do. Grab this. Move it down there a bit. Move it there, move it there. Yeah, look at that, look at that. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Now I'm going to be looking at in the wrong direction. I'll have to go over there. I'll tell you what, I'll go there. This isn't going to be bad, is it? Right, move me right over there. Right over there. Okay, this should be fine. What am I doing now? Somebody help me. Hey! I've disappeared. Oh my Gideon. All that hard work for nothing. Let's put me back at the top here. I'll tell you what, I'll put myself over the actual desk down. Hey! There we go. Right, let's shove me there. Oh yeah, look at these Stormboys. They're rusty. If you need tips on rust, coach, ask Marcos. They're rusty, boys. It looks like he's used Rise of Rust there to me. There's a couple of technical paints from Games Workshop. One is Typhus Corrosion, which if you've got like orcs to rust up and you want them looking this rusty, or you know, some buildings or something that's not used all the time, not being used regularly, what I'd recommend... Oh yeah, you turn that way. Oh, look at that, beautiful. What I'd recommend is putting the Typhus Corrosion on first. It's got a little bit of grit in there, so when it dries, it gives you a rough area on the surfaces you've painted in your metallics. And then dry brush over that with Rise of Rust, and it can give you... I don't know if that's what Marcos has done here, but it can give you a similar effect to that, basically. Ooh, that's the last ones he showed me. Very nice. I like the tip of the rockets there on the knob. Fantastic stuff, mate. Just the way they're rusted, like he's been shooting off into the sky that much, and there's been that much debris and stuff floating about the battlefield that he's constantly, and flies and whatnot, constantly chipping his paintwork on his rockets. Brilliant stuff, mate. They look fantastic. Are these the old? Some of them are just your standard Storm Boys, aren't they? But some of them are boys converted into Storm Boys, I think. Or are they all the old boys conversion kit where you used to convert boys into Storm Boys? Really nice, though, mate. Great job. I like the knob. That's just a Black Reach knob, isn't it? With a couple of rockets strapped to his back. Very nice. And this guy's got a Space Marine backpack. A nice bit of variety in there as well. Lovely stuff, mate. Lovely stuff. Let's get back to that desk down. Stretch my back out a little bit while I'm doing it. Oh, yeah. I'm back indeed to the live stream. That's what I was hoping for. Both of those sitting next to me. Believers harnesses that aren't compatible with the different backpacks. Take your backpacks off, lads. Come on. Come on now. Take your backpacks off. I've heard Marines can walk round in power armor with great effort without having the power on the power armor. With great effort expended. So yeah. Yeah. Yes, Black Reach Knob, 3rd edition, and Current Storm Boys. Nice. So it's a big mixture of stuff. Very nice, mate. Is that going to be too blue if I go... Oh, I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll stretch again. Don't know how many stretches I'm going to do today. Quite a few bad looks of it. Oh, I thought I was going to headbutt a camera or something then. The way I swung back up like an absolute madman. Ah, yeah, that's what I want to do first. Right, so I'm just going to do some dry brushing and then I'll crack on with some of the blue armour and whatnot. Should I just dry brush that base first? Then we'll sort that after we do the metallic dry brush. Where are my makeup brushes? There. Morning, Tabletop Ready Minis. Good to see you, mate. Welcome to the stream. Are you cracking on with anything while you're going to be watching the stream, or is it just a nice casual drive-by visit for you? Tell you what I'll do before I dry brush though. Just actually going to paint something in a metallic, if I can. Nope, I'm just painting his hair by accident. Trying to use a dry brush to paint a fine detail. That's a good idea, isn't it, Big Mac Danskell? You absolute numpty. The harnesses are compatible, but I use different races jump packs just the same. They are Death Skulls, so they loot their equipment. Yeah, that's the way it should be. That's the way it has to be, honestly, because creativity could never bloom in my room. I throw it all away before I lie, so don't call me with the compromise. Hang up the phone, I got a backbone stronger than yours. Step up, step up, step up, step up, step up, step up. Wow. Some deep cuts with the songs I sing on my streams, guys. That was an Avril Lavigne song. It was an album track, I believe. If you're trying to turn me into someone else, it's easy to see I'm not down with that. 'Cause I'm nobody's fool. What's wrong with me? I sang S Club 7 earlier. After leading in with something else. I can't remember what I led in with. I led in with one song and then I turned it into a mega mix with S Club 7. One of the greatest British bands of all time. That our cousins stateside have probably never heard of, so make sure you Google them. S Club 7. Just S, the letter, Club, C-L-U-B, 7, the number. They had a TV show on children's TV over here called Miami 7. Kind of like a Monkeys kind of deal. They had a TV show and they were a touring act band. Big fan, big fan. I say I'm a big fan. I'm not a huge fan, but like I like some of the songs are really catchy. Proper pop songs though. Just a coffee and breakfast at the moment. Maybe some Blood Bowl later. Nice one. What teams have you got in Blood Bowl, mate? You need to go. You should be going to bed, coach. To be fair, get yourself to bed. Go to bed, coach. Marcos as well. You go to bed. Hey, hey, we're the monkeys. Let's not monkey around. We're too busy singing to put anybody down. We're just trying to be friendly. I'm doing a really like a kind of light dry brush on these. I don't wanna go. I'm doing a really light dry brush. I say light dry brush. It's actually a heavy dry brush, but it's a proper dry brush. So there's not a lot of the metallic getting left behind. But it's just a really simple way of doing these weapons. Just painting them black and then doing this dry brush on them. Just highlights the edges nicely. Gets a little bit of the metallic paint on the barrel of the gun and whatnot. And it makes them look just a little bit metallic, but really dark metallic, like almost like they've dirtied up the weapons to reduce reflection, or they've just dirtied up the weapons through overuse and not taking care of them because they're orcs. It's not that orcs don't take care of the weapons at all. It's just they'll take care of them enough that they still function one way or another. And if it means it jams, it doesn't fire anymore, and they can hit someone with it, then they'll just hit someone with it, and it's still a weapon. I don't wanna talk about it. Right, I'm going to be doing the lurky lurk as I shave my head. I need to shave my head, as you can probably tell from this camera angle. And probably a bit of my face as well. Don't tell Orky, she'll go mad. The orcs and humans from Starter Box, and then the Goblin team for the Sneaky Blinders. Very nice. Sneaky Blinders. They all got Brummy accents. I've never watched Peaky Blinders. That's one thing I've never watched. My family all... I say my family, like I think my mum watches it as well, to be fair. But I was going to say my dad definitely watches it, loves it. My sister watches it and really enjoys it. At least one sister. I think potentially both sisters, to be fair. To be honest, to be fair, to be truthful, to be frank. I wish I was on nights. I'm on 4 AM till 4 PM shifts. Do you not get paid a night rate? Is that why you wish you were on nights? I think over here, what time is classed as a night shift? No, I don't get a nightly rate. I don't get a night rate. If I start at 4 AM, I don't get a night rate. But I'll sometimes start at 4 AM and finish at just after 4 PM, which is a bit of a pain. Okay, brother, got a bounce. Dinner is almost ready. Have a good stream. Cheers, mate. Pleasure to have had you here. And I'm looking down at the chat instead of at the camera. It's good to have seen you in the chat again, Brack. So I'll catch you again on a future stream, hopefully. And maybe I'll swing by one of yours one time. I've not seen a stream from you. I don't think I've seen many streams from you recently. A lot more videos, though. A lot of video content going up from you. Make sure you check out Brack the War Boss, guys. Click on his little channel name there. And if you can't click and go to his channel, then just type in Brack the War Boss on YouTube. He's got a load of Orky content up at the minute, and loads more coming, I'm sure. No, I'm a night owl. I love second shift or third. Very nice. First sucks. Just got too many things on my desk at the minute, I think. I say that every stream. And I say that every stream as well because I do just tend to repeat myself on streams quite a bit. I say that every stream. I watched a video recently from Squidmar, and he bought a microscope camera to see how good he could paint faces. Because there's a guy that does it on Instagram. I can't remember the guy's name on Instagram, but yeah, there's a guy that does it on Instagram, and he paints them to a ridiculous standard. Like, you cannot possibly paint to this standard without something like a microscope camera. But you've got to really spend time getting used to how quick your hand moves on the camera while you're watching the camera and stuff, and how far it moves, and what the ratio changes, if you get me, what the perspective changes, I guess, in terms of when you're looking at the screen, how close this is. When you're looking at the screen, how close it is to the actual miniature, rather than when you're looking with the eye, it looks like a completely different distance. It was an interesting video to watch, and I went out and I searched for microscope cameras. You can get some for reasonable prices. I thought, should I try and paint some orc faces, like to look really, like just realistic sort of monstery faces? But then I thought better of it. I thought, no, I'll just keep painting my orcs. Just keep painting them to the standard I'm sort of going at. Don't need to do a video like that at the minute when I'm in the middle of a 365 hobby painting challenge. I think I'm up to last Monday with my 365 challenge. So these guys, after these guys, I'll be 4 days behind if I finish these guys. I don't think I'll finish them on stream, but I'll hopefully finish them today. I would normally be finishing in 10 minutes, but I kind of want to get at least one of these guys done before the end of the stream. So I'll concentrate on this fella. Ooh. My back is giving me issues. Issues. Right, so I've done that, and then I want to do the dry brush on the base. Well, I'll still need to rim the base, but it'll be more or less finished. Let's do the dry brush on the base, like I was planning. Let's get that dry brush, because I've just used the other one for metallics. Oh no, that was too much paint. Just testing the dry brush on my thumb now, like seeing how much paint comes off. Oh yes, that's a nice amount. You'd think testing it on your thumb would give you a good indication, but I didn't realise just how much was coming off, to be honest. Because I've got very pale skin, and it's a pale paint I'm using. Tell you what I'll do. I will just quickly, because I've taken out too much paint, I'll quickly do the dry brush on the rest of the bases before I continue with that fella. I say the rest of the bases, the other two bases. Oh, the beard has taken a battering. Make sure you put it in selfies in the Discord, mate. Just to give Orky a nice shock when she wakes up. Lining up footage to the voice. I wonder if anyone will notice. It's tricky, isn't it? It is tricky lining up footage to your voice, to your, you know, your lips to your voice kind of thing. I've had to do that a couple of times recently when I've been using the voice. I've shot with 2 cameras, so like this one and my phone, my regular phone. That's like one of my phones, my old phone. This is my new phone. So I've shot with 2 phones and just used the audio off one, so the audio is consistent. I've used my mic with my new phone, so the audio is consistent. And then I've had to sort of line up the footage from the other camera with my voice, and it is tricky getting it just right. Sometimes it's probably slightly out of sync, but at the end of the day, you just got to get the video up, haven't you? And it is what it is. I look like a bald ginger. Colonel Sanders. Is Colonel Sanders ginger? No. Dropping facts. I'm going to go with this brush because I do just need a slightly narrower brush. Slightly narrower angle of approach. I've only ever known Colonel Sanders to have white hair, so I couldn't tell you if he was ginger. I think it will be all gravy. It's just a small bit that was out of focus because Bloodclaw has a crew and 1 character was not clear. Ah, right, okay. Just a small bit that's out of focus and it's alright, isn't it, really? I feel like I'm going to knock this lad off the base the way I'm whacking into him. Colonel Sanders has white hair. That's what I thought. I've only ever seen him with white hair. Was there a real Colonel Sanders? That's the question. Somebody, if you can inform me of that, I'd be very grateful. I've always kind of assumed there was, but I don't know it to be true for sure. Is Kaiser Colonel Sanders? Gravy. Yeah, Dan just thought may as well refilm a bit and add the voiceover. Yeah, it makes sense. Makes sense if you want it to a certain standard, or if you want to keep it consistent and that. Especially if it's only one little bit you've got to refilm. Ooh. Last little bit of paint here. Is it enough to finish this base? Just want a little bit more white on that, or Celestra grey rather than white. That's pretty much it. Look at it, look at it, nice rubbly base. A rubbly crumble base. Base, 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 base. A rubbly bricky base. Base, 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 base. A rubbly bricky base. Right, on to the next colour. Yes, he has thick white hair, but I'm ginger, so like Colonel Sanders, but bald and ginger. Okay, I get you. Does that mean you've got a moustache now? Because doesn't Colonel Sanders have a moustache? No, he has a beard at the bottom as well, doesn't he? I was thinking he was just has a moustache, because I don't think she'd be too happy about that. But I don't think he is in any way connected to the chicken franchise. There was a Colonel Sanders during the Civil War years, but I don't think he's in any way connected to the chicken franchise. I get you. I get you. The Colonel. Colonel Harlan Sanders. Yeah, I have Googled this before when after we've spoken about it in a stream, I'm sure. Was an American businessman best known for founding fast food chicken restaurant chain Kentucky Fried Chicken. We want some Korean fried chicken. Korean fried chicken. I was going to go to another scene then, but I've no idea why. Let's just get this boy back on screen. Distract myself before I do something stupid. Right. So, after sorting out a nose issue, an itchy nose issue. Is that done now? Charged? Oh, it's charged. your crumbs. Oh, I'm slipping. My fingers are sweaty. Knees weak, arms are heavy. Vomit on his sweater. It's mum's spaghetti. Palms are sweaty, knees weak, arms are heavy. Got vomit on his sweater. Mom's spaghetti. Move down the woods, won't come out and come now. Right, let us. I'm a baseline junkie. I'm a baseline junkie. I'm a baseline junkie, and I like it funky. Big, dirty, stinking bass. Big, dirty, stinking bass. Dirty, stinking bass. That is my bassing one. I don't know what you're implying, G, but that's disgraceful. Don't want that. Don't want that. I want this one. I'm a baseline junkie, and I like it funky. Disgusting and disgraceful. Big, dirty, stinking bass. Dirty, stinking bass. Big, dirty, stinking bass. Dirty, dirty, stinking. People find me funny, but I lose 90 at some point of the shot I write. I don't know what that means, G. What's 90? Oh, and the shot I assume means something else. Oh, looks like I've gone for that one. If you like watching slightly out of focus miniatures being painted, feel free to check out Big Mac Dance School on YouTube. Oh my giddy aunt. Just realised I've not painted his nails and his eye bags. His eye bags. You don't like your mum's spaghetti. You're multi-taking. Tasking. I know you mean tasking. It's okay, G. Don't worry about it. Why don't you like your mum's spaghetti? Knees weak, arms are heavy. He's got vomit on his sweater. Mum's spaghetti. He wrote down the words, but they won't come out. It's over now. Everybody's choking. How? Don't know the words to that song. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no, 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 no. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no, 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 no. That's originally from an Aerosmith song, isn't it? I think. I don't know why, but I went through the centre of my ring light to do that then. Oh no. I've done it up there as well. Not that much, you divvy. There we go. That'll do. Not sure where else I need blue on this lad. Other than his nails. For a start, his fingernails. My moustache is rubbing right up against the ring light when I paint in there. My moustache is rubbing right up against the ring. Dirty boy. He opens his mouth, but the words won't. I don't know why I keep singing that song, because I don't know the bleeding words to it. One absolute numpty dumpty. She made so many other good meals that spaghetti was just like something anyone else could make. Fair enough, mate. Understandable. Relatable. Good point, well made. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for the blah 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 blah. Thank you very much. Thank you very 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 much. Starting to get a bit shaky of hand at the minute. Shaky of hand. Let's try and get the eye bags painted in, shall we? Go pick up all your floor bags. You ain't living in Southeast Asia. What's that from? Orange peanut. Well, I accept you. Bad lip reading. NFL edition. Oh yes, nice little bit of blue under the eye there. I'm blue, dabn dee dabn die, dabn dee dabn die, dabn dee dabn die. There is a blue house with a blue window. I live in it 'cause I am so blue. I don't know the rest of the words, though there aren't many, but I don't know them anyway. Oh no, messed that up. That's not too bad. Can't seem to get it there. There we go. Sorted. Look at him. He's proper tough kid. You can't see him. He's a proper tough kid. Right, so I'm going to attempt to paint my famous Blue Hand of Danskull in a second, but I'll be right back because I'm going to run and get my miniature that I've already done it on. I have returned, viewers. Welcome, Elsa Nation, to the chat. Pleasure to have you here. Hopefully you're still here and you're not wandered off, got bored. But there's 6 concurrent viewers at the moment, and that is quite impressive, because when I left there were only 4. So people would obviously rather watch an empty chair than me, which is fine. I don't mind. I can just stream an empty chair for you if you like. But let's see if we can't find this pain boss that I converted, and get him out as a template for my, not a template, but you know, an example of my handprint I'm going for. Here he is. I don't know where his barbed wire's gone. I've got nowhere to put these. Could put it on my coffee. There he is. Look at him. Oh, his barbed wire's just in the bottom of the case there. Not to worry. Need to get that reattached at some point. Oh, barbed wire. And I need to get these lads back into my cabinet at some point as well, because my cabinets are looking distinctly bare at the moment. You're not left. Good stuff. Oh, yes. Right, so these Beast Snagger lads, I'm not actually going to finish all 3 of them on stream. I mean, I could just keep going, but I need to get out and get my weekly shop at some point. I got myself another coffee, you'll be pleased to know. During the short sojourn. Is that even a... Is that... I don't think I'm using that word right. Elston, do you know off the top of your head how many minis you've painted this year? I'm on, and I'm proud of myself. I'm not comparing myself to you. I'm on 220, soon to be 221 when I finish this fella. And I'm really happy with myself. I'm like a week behind or 5 days behind on my 365 challenge, but that's easily catchable when I've got cultists to paint. No rum today, Marcos. No rum. It's too early for rum. I wouldn't be able to go out and drive and whatnot, so probably best I don't go with the rum. So this is the handprint that I'm going for on my shoulder pad here. So I just wanted to get a little size comparison to make sure it'd work and stuff. So I'm going to try and do that handprint on this fella now. I was intended to put it on more of the miniatures, but not many of the miniatures have got a shoulder pad that's conducive to a good handprint. They're all like weird shapes, the shoulder pads on the Beast Snaggers, unfortunately. G, you've done 4. 4 is better than none, G. 4 is better than none. Most of my years prior to this one, people are often, if I mention it in someone else's chat on a stream or something, people are often like, I don't know how you do that. Like, people like you are crazy. Blah, 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 blah. But I've never done it, never done anything like that amount of miniatures before. I think probably to completion, if I'm lucky, I've probably painted 20 miniatures in a year before. If I'm lucky, if I'm like being sort of realistic, I'd say I've probably painted maybe 20 miniatures in a year before. I don't paint that many miniatures, but it's been a really interesting experiment for me, I guess, or experience, I suppose. Oh, I'm nervous. Very nervous here. I think I need my other brush. Going for a smaller brush now. That paint was getting dirty. So I decided not to swallow it this time and just spit it out. I'm on 55 minis this year, including my terrain project. Brilliant stuff. Give me a few minutes, I'll see if I can count it up in my head. 8,963. I know Mythos is on... Oh, he said in my stream the other night on Twitch, I think he's on 100 and something Mythos. Like 110 or something. I painted 70 grots in a month 1 February. Brilliant stuff. How did you paint 70 grots in a month, you madman? I've probably done about 10 or so, but not fully completed. Yeah, that's it with painting, like in terms of when you're actually counting and saying the number of minis you've painted in a year, I like to try and actually just count the minis I've completed. But I've never really kept track of it before, to be honest, in any years gone by. So it's a little hard to say for me. Now this shoulder pad also isn't very conducive to a handprint because it's got the slots in there, but I figured I'd try it just so you can get the impression of it. And the thing you got to remember when you set yourself goals like this, I think, for me, you've got to remember that you're only trying to go up against your goal. And when I asked Elson how many minis he's painted this year, it's just out of interest rather than actually comparing myself. What am I doing here? I feel like I'm messing this up. It looks alright still. I might have to. I wasn't planning on going into the recesses, but I might have to, so it actually ends up looking like a handprint. They were second edition monopose grots, so it was easy to get into a rhythm with assembly line style. Nice, fair enough, mate. I've got a few of them that I could be working through, to be honest. But I've got a camo pattern, like a Street Fighter movie camo, that I like to do on my second edition grots. Yeah, this isn't going to be as good as I'd hoped, I think. I think I had to stop trying to make them look as good as you... and just batch paint and get some armies done. Exactly. That's the way I've managed to do it this year in terms of keeping up with the sort of, you know, not quite mini a day, but the mini a day sort of approach. Fingers are well long on this hand. Not to worry. Yeah, it's looking a bit like a hand, isn't it? Why's my phone making noise at me? Oh, Orkanaut is live. He's painting Beast Snaggers, I think, on Twitch. Yeah, do a few batch painting videos just to focus on small forces. It makes sense. I struggle with batch painting. That's one of my main issues and one of the reasons I don't get many minis painted, typically speaking, because I can't paint in batches of... I really struggle anyway with batches of more than 5. It's not to say I can't do it, it's just that I really struggle with it. Like, I think in my brain I need to see that progress, and if I'm getting 1 or 2 paints on a miniature, whether it's 7 miniatures or 10 miniatures, 15 miniatures or 1 miniature, when I'm getting 1 or 2 paints on, it feels like I'm not making any progress. I think it's around 700, but need to do an actual count at some point. 700 is very impressive, so you're already almost double what I'll have done by the time we get to the end of the year. It's amazing, isn't it, the speed or the production, I guess, that some people can go at, the consistent production level. Because Elson said in a video a little while ago, he doesn't consider himself a speed painter, more of an endurance painter, and it's sitting down and actually getting paint on miniatures that is the important thing, and sometimes people don't realise that. Like, they'll be sat at the hobby desk for 2 hours a night or something like that, whereas Elson will get up early in the morning, do some painting, and then he'll go back to it later after he's had a day at work or whatever. And it's a completely different approach from what some people who are less prolific, completely different approach from what they're taking, I think. Yeah, that looks alright. Looks reasonably handy, doesn't it? Looks reasonably handy. Excellent. Wait, forgot the Game of Thrones army. There's another 80 to add on top of that. So you've done double double the miniatures to the days of the year almost already. I know you have actually done it, haven't you? Yeah. You've done more than double already. I was just going to pull that hair out then, but I don't think I will. Oh, what's that? Been sent an image. In a Dizzy Discord, I think. If you're still here, Lona, do you want that showing on screen? I'll take a look at it shortly. And if not, I'll just take a look at it off screen. I really 5 hours a day of painting a day allows you to get a lot done. Yeah, to be fair, being able to sit there for 5 hours and just crack on is crazy, in my opinion. Like I have streams on and I do painting while I'm watching the streams and stuff, but I take breaks and like I stop, sit back, look at chat, interact with chat a little bit. Not when I'm streaming myself in particular, but when I'm in other people's streams. 6 minis a day last year. That is impressive. Yeah, I'll be really happy if I do manage to achieve the 365, and I'm on target for it. So I'm pretty confident I'm going to, unless, you know, barring any accidents that affect my ability to paint or something like that. I'm pretty confident I'll achieve that 365. When at the start of the year, I thought to myself, I'd never be able to achieve that. Right, so that's his. I've just realised that's right over to the left-hand side of the shoulder pad, like the front as well, which is good in a way because you can see it from the front. It looks like a hot mess from the front, though. Look at that. But then when you look at it from above, it's like, yeah, it's a handprint, isn't it? Right. Right, you snivelling gits. Let's see if we can't get this boy finished. If you want, posted a couple of Discords. Oh, you posted it on a couple of Discords anyway. Brilliant. Let's have a look at it. I'll have a look on my phone first and check it's appropriate and it's not something naughty you're sending to me, trying to trick me into showing on the internet. Oh, it's your face. Right, now. I'm not going to show that on screen, mate. Looks good, though. Looks good. I thought it was going to be a mini. Yeah, 1 mini a day. I'm really, really pleased with it if I should manage to achieve it. Because I've never done anything like that before. Like I said earlier, like I've done maybe 20 minis in a year, if that. I won't do this again next year, though, on the basis that it really takes up a lot of my time, and it means I kind of avoid doing other stuff sometimes. So I'd rather just have a bit more time to do other stuff and be a bit more casual. And also it means I avoid doing bigger miniatures, so tanks and vehicles and whatnot. I do 2 or 3 hours in the morning, then another couple in the evening. Nice. I'd be interested to see if I could take that approach if I stop driving. If I could bring myself to try that. If I stop driving, if I start working in an office. There's a potential job coming up in the future later in the year that would be office based. So I could potentially get up early, do like an hour in the morning, and then a couple of hours in the evening or something. So potentially still paint for like 3 hours a day. So I could still attempt a 365 challenge. But it's also finding the best ways to get the most work done. Maximising your work in that time, isn't it? And I think I need to get back to using my airbrush. Because I've not used it for so long, it's ridiculous. But that could have been a big time saver for me this year in some cases. Not every miniature needs an airbrush on it, but I could have painted some vehicles if I do still want to paint at least one vehicle this year with my airbrush, hopefully too. But it's starting that project kind of thing. I would like to get like a week ahead again and then try and do a vehicle, but do the bulk of it with an airbrush, essentially. Redemptor Dreadnought for my Imperial Fists is the mini I'm thinking of. Yeah, Redemptor Dreadnought with the Imperial Fist Redemptor Dreadnought is the mini I'm thinking of. And I want to use Nazdrag Yellow on it. I've not used any contrast paints in an airbrush yet, because since contrast paints came out, I've not used my airbrush. That's how long it's been since I've used my airbrush, so I need to refamiliarize myself with everything. Just get down to it. Got a really itchy back all of a sudden now. Do a vehicle as your... No, I'm not doing a vehicle as my last. I've got a mini that Squig's done for me, a converted mini. Le Petit Mec. When I started streaming, or before I started streaming to be fair as well, when I was just talking in Orky's chat, when I started Twitch, and a little bit before that, everybody in Orky's chat, so Loner and Squig and Minty and people like that started referring to me as Le Petit Mec. So Squig did a converted miniature using a Grot and an Epic Gargant mini, and converted it into this Le Petit Mec character. So that is hopefully going to be the last miniature I paint this year. I just realised or remembered as well, I still need to do my conversion for my Barroom Brawl miniature. Barroom Brawl was a mini game kind of thing that appeared in White Dwarf a few years ago, and when we have a meet up at Warhammer World later in the year, November time I think, hopefully we're going to have a game of Barroom Brawl, and we need some converted miniatures for it. Well, not necessarily converted, it can just be one you build and paint, but I'm planning on using one of the boys off of the Rucker Truck Squig buggy, because I've used that miniature as something else. Well, I've used parts of that miniature, converted it into my Rucker Truck Squig sleigh, the project I did running up to Christmas last year. Apologies if I'm going off camera. I keep looking up at the screen and realising I'm probably way off camera a lot of the time here. I'm just slightly getting used to this setup still. Well, how could I move that camera? Okay. Yeah, that should be better. Yeah, it's a brilliant mini that Squig's converted. I'd expect nothing less. So if you don't know the Squig Lebowski, make sure you check him out on Instagram. Feel free to drop a link, Loner, if you've got a sec. Well, yeah, the Squig Lebowski does some fantastic orc conversions. If you've seen Spud's conversions using Ogrins and Ogres and stuff like that for Mega Knobs, Squig's actually just started doing the same sort of thing. And he puts a lot of work in on green stuff, fur and stuff like that. And beast hides and whatnot. I think his ogres that he's using, he's actually going to run them like, you know, as the same way I'm running my Orruk Brutes as beast snagger Mega Knobs, despite the fact that they're not actually beast snaggers. It's the same sort of idea for him. They're going to run alongside his beast snaggers, these Mega Knobs he's doing at the minute, converted from the fire iron belly ogres or fire bear. I don't know what they're called. The AOS ogres. Brewhouse Bash in Bugman's. I need to get on with my mini for that. Absolutely. Lifeguard Leroy, welcome to the stream, mate. Pleasure to have you here. I recorded another video and most of it was off camera because I'm still not used to the setup now. Yeah, well, that's the problem. When you change your setup, I mean, I'm quite often off camera anyway. But when you change your setup, it becomes even more of a pain because you've got to slightly change your positions and stuff. Yeah, there we go. If anyone wants to check out Squig's Instagram and the amazing conversion work he does, feel free to click that link that Loner's just dropped in the chat there. Absolutely amazing conversion work he does. I think, is that about everything I want to do on this, lad? Yeah, apart from the base rimming and thingy. So let's switch him onto my rimming handle now. Where's my rimming handle? So this is my rimming handle. It's a modified Games Workshop painting handle. Just taken the top off and put a bit of blue tack on it. Oh, what an amazing idea. Yeah, I think I like that. I've taken a picture of one of my bee snaggers, and it looks very Iron Guts. Thank you, Lona. It looks very USA. It's like a close-up of his face, but you can just see red, white, and blue around him because of the colours I've gone for on my bee snaggers, and it's very USA inspired, it would seem, accidentally. Basing. I'll need some of that. You know what I do need? I do need a quick comfort break. Just managed to get a Kill Team pre-order. Got lucky with third-party site. Hopefully it'll show up. Fingers crossed for you, mate. The GW site for Aussies won't let you order at the minute because the warehouse is closed. Yeah, I thought that was the case. We were talking about that earlier with Bracken G. Try to establish what the situation actually was. Third-party stockist. Yeah. I gets you, bro. I gets you. Right, so I'm just going to have a quick wee break, and I'll be back soon to finish off this bee snagger. Momentarily forgot what I was doing there. Sat down and I'm like, how do I get back to where I was? What site did you order it from? Can't remember. Ha ha ha. That's my impression of G. Ha ha ha. But it seemed legit. This is amazing. Amazing. It's like watching two Australians talk, isn't it? Really? Really? I was just going to recommend a good place at All Good. I went Kiwi then, didn't I? All Good. There's like 3 or 4 stockists here. Well, I know I get a few good places that have 20% off GW. I don't know why I've got a Kiwi accent for G. Emerald Games Emporium or Empora. This is how this lad's looking. We about to get him dead. I do sometimes worry that when I start doing accents and stuff, people get annoyed with me. But I'm sure you'd say if you're annoyed with me. Just wait for the comment from G now to say I'm absolutely annoyed with you. Damn, absolutely. Unsubscribe. They're tiny. Are they tiny? They don't look tiny to me. I think they're the old tiny ones which are bigger than the new tiny ones. So I go to Crafty Scenics for all my tufty needs. Are you tuft enough to go to Crafty Scenics? CraftyScenics.co.uk. You can get yourself some tufts just like the ones I'm using, and also Crafty Scenics are open to commissions as well. So if you've got a particular idea, you don't see what you want on the website, feel free to get in touch with Crafty Scenics and they'll sort you out. This isn't a paid promotion, just so YouTube knows. I did in fact get 25% off. Hype! I'm absolutely annoyed at you. I thought you would be, mate. I thought you would be. Don't know where to put this. I just got a wacky idea in my head with commandos. I thought, should I just is that right there? Should put it further forward. I'm not quite placing it down because it's a self-adhesive tuft, so I'm not quite placing it on the base. Yeah, maybe right at the front of the base like that. Should I stick something else behind there as well? What was that noise? Is that part of the song? No, that's weird. Oh, thank you very much for the Crafty Scenics link, Lona. I hope it was a legit site as well, mate. I managed to get 25% off too. From Element Games here in the UK. In Stockport. Not far from me at all. So I'll go and pick that up in a couple of weeks. Yeah, I think that's about right. Mate. Dan. That's my impression of Lona. Dan. I love the way you say Dan. I love the way B says Dan as well. I love the way B says hi Dan when I turn up in a chat. Hi Dan. It brings joy to my heart. Oh, I saw Suicide Squad last night. This is mainly for you, Lona, but anyone else that watches Orky as well. And I didn't know Orky was in it. Unbelievable. Unbelievable scenes. Orky's in Suicide Squad. Who knew? I'll tell her later. I'm not sure she knows. But yeah, there's a character that's basically based on Orky. Haven't painted orcs in so long, not since my mate borrowed them. Lost my Black Reach orcs. Oh man, that is bad times, mate. Bad times. Where is a nice colour to do a quick dry brush on here? I'll use Wraithbone, it'll be alright, I'm sure. Just gonna... I thought I had a ball bearing, not a ball bearing, a paint shaker thing in there. Then just gonna do a quick dry brush on the tuft to bring it back to not too in your face. Status. Oh no, that's too much paint, isn't it? What a silly sausage. Only getting the Kill Team ones. Ah, yeah. That's the good thing about potentially these Kill Team releases that are coming. Even if you're not too into... I don't know where I was going with that. Even if you're not into Kill Team, it looks like we're going to be getting sculpts for different factions over the coming months for Kill Team, like unique sculpts for Kill Team that can also be used in 40k. So we might get, say, Eldar Striking Scorpions potentially, or something like that. Or probably will be the case a dual kit of Eldar Guardians, so we'll get a kit that can be built as Eldar Guardians or Eldar Storm Guardians. Something along those lines. But yeah, we might get an Aspect Temple. And looks like we're getting a new Darkstrider mini in plastic for Tau. So I wonder if that'll be part of a Kill Team release. Because he's just like a squad sergeant, isn't he, Darkstrider, I think? If I remember rightly. So yeah, it should be an interesting few months ahead for the old Kill Team releases and whatnot. Well, let's get the Black Templar again and rim this base. That's Basilicanum Grey. I don't want that. Basilicanum or Basilicanum? Need to stop collecting armies, swapping to small skirmish games as starting Union next year. Hopefully, if I get accepted. Awesome stuff, mate. Fantastic. Yeah, and I think it's going to be. Pardon me. If you wanna keep your what was it? The word I'm trying to think of before. Keep your something in. Keep your something in. I don't know what it is. The phrase I'm looking for. Doesn't matter. If you want to stay in the game, basically, it's a good way to stay in the game of painting miniatures. That is not one particular game. It's a good way, definitely, to keep your foot in, keep your nose in. Rimming before breakfast, mate. I've already had breakfast. What are you talking about? What are you talking about, mate? What are you talking about? Chatting absolute pugwash, aren't you? I don't mind. Build the old Termagants. They're easy to build. New Guardians don't jinx it. I don't mind the old Guardians, to be honest, but it's just a shame they're not a dual kit. You have to get the resin upgrade kit for the Storm Guardians. Got a bristle there of one of the tufts. It's come out as oh, just realised that camera's gone off. Come out as I have dry brushed it. Getting Warcry Catacomb after as well. Nice one. I wasn't too excited by that box, to be honest myself. If the Corvus Cabal came in a box, I might be interested in that. What was the original What was in the original Warcry box? It was the Iron Golems, wasn't it? It wasn't Corvus Cabal, was it? Because if it was, why didn't I get that? I don't think it was, but it could have been. I think they were just one of the original warbands released at the more or less the time of launch of Warcry. I still could get the Corvus Cabal miniatures. I'm just not desperate for them. I'd just like to make a little kill team out of them or something like that, but we'll have to wait and see when I get the compendium what kill team they might be appropriate as. But it looks like in the compendium some certain factions are going to be pretty limited as to what you can actually take in a kill team. Like, according to Tabletop Minions video, your kill team's made up of fire teams, and in the case of Space Marines, they can only take one fire team for some reason, but most other kill teams can take two fire teams. I wonder if he's misinterpreting something somewhere though. Right, so this guy is completed, and he can be added to my very own Beast Snaggers. A beautiful, beautiful thing to be happening today. Excelente. Hey. Yes. So, should we put some tufts on the bases here? Because I've dry brushed already. He's got a lot of red on already, hasn't he? So I think I'd do a green tuft on him if I was going to do if I was going to tuft him up. Are you tuft enough? What's up, frequency? Kill it. Oh, black. Winter Collection 2. Burn. Have you used any of these Winter Collection ones? I thought I had. Yeah, there's 3 gone from the top. Yeah, so just before I finish the stream, I'm going to put the tufts on the base. Bases, rather. It's been a wonderful stream today, I've got to say. That's a big tuft for him. I'm not too bothered. It can be a big tuft, can't it? Sticking it right down straight away. Boom. Job done. Big Mac dance girl in the morning. Where's my dry brush gun? There it is, you absolute liability. Look at all them bleeding things that have come off. That's the problem with dry brushing a tuft. You pull out some of the... I think that's not actually a bad colour, that. So I don't think I'd do too much of a dry brush on this one. And the other lad, where's he gone? So he's looking good with that tuft. He's looking good with that tuft. Look at him. Look at him. Beautiful. Beautiful. And finally, this fella. Can he get a... He can get a red tuft, can't he? He's not got too much red on him. Only got 3 points of red on him, the poor lad. If there's too much red on them, I don't like to put a red tuft on the base, and I'm not quite sure why. When's the Big Mech Dance School musical? It's a few months away, or probably years away, to be honest. But, you know, at some point in the future, I've no doubt there's going to be a musical episode of Big Mech Dance School. Just a musical video. I'll need to sort out some proper music for it though. Might speak to Freak, see if he can do some banging beats for me. Some sick licks. Sick licks. I'm thinking there. Whoa, yeah, he's looking good there. Why is the tuft always in front of the guy? Front row seats. Taking 4 custodes might be pretty OP. Yeah, exactly. In Kill Team. I don't mind building getting more cryo catacombs. That's what I was thinking. Iron and the Beast ones. I like both Chaos and Dark Elves in it. Plus, so much terrain makes super good value for me. In the Catacombs one, there's not that much terrain though, is there? It's mainly like there's a couple of bridges and doorways, isn't there? That's what my impression was of it. I might be wrong there. It's like almost like you're imagining the terrain because the way the board is, with the way the artwork is on the board essentially. It's like you're expected to imagine the walls and whatnot. That's my impression of it anyway. But I may be misremembering. Do I get the rock number? Potentially, mate. We should do a musical episode one day. Because all great shows, as in Buffy the Vampire Slayer, the only one that matters. The Flash as well had a good musical episode. But yeah, Buffy the Vampire Slayer has a fantastic musical episode. And a fantastic silent episode as well. More or less silent, anyway. Bit of talking at the start, bit of talking at the end. That still seems a bit too red to me. Here we go. Right, so we'll leave it there for now, guys. So I've got 1 finished miniature and 2 that aren't far off being finished. The finished one is this one behind my head. That's finished. Yeah, finished. Whoa. I'm liking it, loving it, loving it, loving it. I'm loving it like that. And then these lads aren't far off being finished. I need to add some blue onto them in a few places. What am I thinking? Bit of blue on the axe. Blue knee pad, potentially blue belt buckle situation. Bit of blue on his belt buckle, his skull. Potentially his knee pad, a sort of a weird line going over there. But yeah, they're looking good though. And by the end of the day, I'll have my first 10 Beast Snaggers finished. It's been a very fun stream today, guys. It's been a pleasure to have you here keeping me company as I've been working on what I've been working on, the Beast Snaggers. I'm going to go and do some shopping now. It's 52 minutes after I intended to finish the stream, so I've gone a bit longer. Give you a little treat today, a little bit of an extra Big Mac Dan Skull. There's more than that. It's double-sided board with a bell tower. Oh, it's got a little bit of terrain on there, yeah. I get you. It has 2 raised platforms. Once More with Feeling is the episode name, yeah. And a bunch of scatter terrain too, yeah. I was thinking it was more like that Rogue Trader Kill Team box, which didn't have much terrain in. It was more like implied terrain and all drawn on the board kind of thing. Or the original Necromunda release, which again didn't have a lot of terrain on. But yeah, it's been a very fun stream. 37 pieces of plastic terrain is quite a bit. Yeah, but it's not as... I think the reason I've got that impression is because the original Kill Team box had loads of terrain in, and it was all like built up terrain and stuff, not so much scatter terrain. But yeah, there's a bit of terrain in there. It's been a very fun stream for me. I hope it's been a good stream for you. Managed to get 1 miniature of the 3 finished, so I'll finish the other 2 later today, and I'll post them. Oh, Daka Flacker Flame, you're coming in right at the end there, but welcome, mate. I'll post them potentially on a few groups and stuff on Facebook. The Beast Snagger group, why not? Eh? Why not? If you're in that Beast Snagger group, then you'll see them, and I'll post it in a few other places too. It's just me father. It doesn't require my immediate attention, I don't think. It's probably just a comedy video that's not very funny. But that's alright. It's just what he likes to send me. Remember to hit that like button, lads. We've got 6 viewers and 9 likes, so we're not doing too bad at the minute. Yeah, it's been a really fun stream, and hopefully there'll be a video out next week, and then I'll see you again in a couple of weeks' time. I am probably streaming on Twitch tomorrow night. Well, I say probably, I will be streaming on Twitch tomorrow night, barring any changes of plan, last minute changes of plan, from about 5 o'clock UK time in the evening, British summertime still. So feel free to check me out there. You can check out my Patreon if you want to help support the channel. All proceeds go back into content improvement on the channel and whatnot, and hopefully I'll sort out a better situation with this, because that's so unprofessional. But yeah, it's been a very pleasurable stream. Thank you very much for everyone who's joined in, and if you have any hobby needs, feel free to check out my Element Games affiliate link in the description to this video. But you don't have to. If you want to shop elsewhere, that's fine as well. Thank you very much to everyone for watching, and I will see you on the battlefield.